YouTube, peace be unto you, whoever's watching this. You know what I'm saying? Today will be a special video because it will be the first installment of a new series that will be on this channel that will be separate from the Mastermind series. It will be called Free Thoughts, where I just, come on here, talk about things that I've recently learned, things that have sparked my interest, or, you know, things that have just stimulated my mind that I want to share with you, that I want to get your opinion on, you know what I'm saying? And I would love to have a conversation with any of you about it in the comment section down below, or you could DM me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? This is just going to be something cool and interactive. You feel me? So we're going to get right into it. I'm not going to waste none of y'all time. To start, I want to read something that I was reading in this book that I just recently started. It's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. All right, now I want y'all to listen to this carefully. It says, today we come across an individual who behaves like an automaton, who does not know or understand himself. The only person that he knows is the person that he is supposed to be, whose meaningless chatter has replaced communicative speech, whose synthetic smile has replaced genuine laughter, and whose sense of dull despair has taken the place of genuine pain. Two statements may be said concerning this individual. One is that he suffers from defects of spontaneity and individuality, which may seem to be incurable. At the same time, it may be said of him, he does not differ essentially from the millions of the rest of us who walk upon this earth. And I had read that the other day, and it just hit me because the person he was talking about in this, I've experienced this with them myself. When you don't know who you are and you truly don't know what you're about, you know what I'm saying? You don't know who you want to be, who you want to become. Your life starts to become meaningless. And as your life starts to become meaningless, you start to say things that are meaningless. You start to think things that are meaningless or negative. You know what I'm saying? You start to live in the way of which you see yourself, right? And when you don't know yourself, you begin to act in ways that will please another person, that will please the person that you're talking to or that you're involved with. You know what I'm saying? You will compromise what you truly think, how you truly feel, in order to please the next person and make them feel good and make them like you and, you know what I'm saying, see you in a certain way, right? And in this book, it talks a lot about the personality ethic. And that's pretty much what I just said, of you presenting this persona, right? Because you lack the character, you lack the depth in your character to be the person that you truly are, right? So you want to put on a persona to feed an image, right, of who you want people to see you as. So it says one is that he suffers from defects of spontaneity and individuality. Your life has become dull, right? And in order to spice up your life, in order to, bring humor, happiness into your life, you have to find out what truly makes you happy, right? So that may take some time. You got to really go deep within yourself and wonder, like, how did I look when I was at my happiest point? What type of person was I, right? What was I involved in? And at what point did it stop? At what point did I stop being happy? At what point did I stop being that person, right? And when you find that point, I truly believe that you will find the answers to your problems, right? You will find that spark, that piece of yourself that's just so deeply ingrained in who you are, and you started to hide it, right? You started to cover it up, to to what's the word? To suppress it. And as life goes on, you start to notice the impact that that had of you suppressing that true self. You know what I'm saying? That true interest, that true love, that true happiness, right? And that's when life starts to become dull. So I feel like in order for life to be more spontaneous, adventurous, humorous, you have to really be doing what you want to do. And I'm not saying that in a selfish way. I'm just saying, regardless of what anybody says, if you're not happy with yourself and with your life and what you do on a daily basis, you have the right to change that. Nobody wants to live an unhappy life. And I wouldn't encourage anybody to, compromise their happiness and they self just to make somebody else happy, right? Because yeah, they may be satisfied, they may feel a certain way, but when you go home and when you by yourself and when that person is not there, how do you feel about yourself, right? So I just feel like it's so big to figure out who you are as an individual. And once you figure out who you are as an individual, you're going to figure out what your day should look like. What type of thoughts should you think? What type of people should you talk to, right? We all individuals. We not everybody cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? And I had to figure that out for myself, you know? And one thing I would say, life is precious. Life is precious and your time on this earth is precious. So you got to make the most of it, right? I don't honestly like rushing and, trying to do a million things at once, because it's like you can rush and try to do things as fast as possible, but time is only going to move at a certain speed. So why don't you just move at the same pace that the world moves, that time moves, right? Just slow and steady, taking things one step at a time. Time not thinking about 25 years down the line. Time is just continuing to play out in the present day. So with that being said, you have to have a sense of urgency in your everyday life and what you're doing when you start to realize that time is so precious, that life is precious, and that I've been put here for a specific reason, to do a specific thing, to be in a specific area, right? To play my role, to stay in my lane, right? And that don't mean that you have to lower your ambitions, right? You can be whatever you want to be, but don't compromise yourself and try to be something that you're not. But nah, that's just something I read that was real interesting, and it really hit home. It really hit home because I, for one, am seeing myself actually lived it with the synthetic smiles, the synthetic laughter. You truly not even happy, but the fact that the next person is happy, you feel me, you'll smile, you'll laugh, but inside, it's no joy there. It's no joy there, and it's only because that you haven't looked within inside yourself to find out what's going to truly make you happy, because it's different for everybody. Money might make you happy, family might make you happy, living out your purpose might make you happy, right? Random things like journaling might make you happy, making music might make you happy. So you just got to figure it out what that is for you. Now I want to read this next part that I had came across. Excuse me. It says, we must not cease from exploration, and the end of all of our exploring will be to arrive where we began and to know the place for the first time. So when I read this, it really made me think of the saying, everything comes full circle. And I feel like he was trying to express that we must always grow and explore, and you try to find out new things, try to do new things, you feel me? Try to improve ourselves in every fashion possible, try to visit and endure every nook and cranny of life that we possibly can. And within doing that, we're gonna find ourselves right back where we began. If we notice, like when he says come back to where we began, I believe that's like when you were adult, but you enter into that childlike state again. Like when we were children, we wasn't worried about too many things. We wasn't stressing about bills not being paid. We weren't stressing about clothes not being on our back. Even if we grew up poor, that wasn't our focus. Our focus was we need to make the most of our time and get the most fun and happiness possible with what we got already, right? With what the cars that we would do. We're not worried about nothing else. We just worried about maximizing our time as a kid, right? We don't want things to end. And I feel like when you return to that state as an adult, that's when everything comes full circle. You've been through the trials and tribulations that you needed to go through in order to have the ultimate clarity about life. And you may only be 30, 40, 50, right? You still got more life to live, but you living it as a second child, almost a second childhood, where everything, you just curious about everything you could find humor in. You trying to make the most of your time. You don't even want certain activities to end, right? And the only way we're going to be able to get to that state is if we continue to explore and continue to grow. And with that, there's growing pains, there's suffering, there's failures, there's setbacks. And I believe truly that's what life is all about. You feel me? That's what life is all about. Just going through as much as possible. Because the people that have been through the most, know the most, are the wisest, I'm saying, have the most experience, is one of the most interesting people because they've been through so much, right? So they can live their life a certain way now because they done did the groundwork. You feel me? They done did the exploring, the adventures, trying new things. So that was really big, and I haven't even got into the actual habits that the book is mainly about. I'm pretty sure this was just the introduction, right before the chapters start. And I look forward to reading this book. Again, I'm gonna tell y'all it was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. And yeah, I'm gonna keep y'all updated. You know what I'm saying? What else I find in this book, what else I find interesting, things that I can add to my life, and things that you may be able to add to your life. And you feel me? With that being said, we're gonna wrap up this Free Thoughts episode 1. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got anything y'all want me to touch on, anything that y'all want to talk about that I've said in this video, we could talk about it in the comment section. Y'all can hit us on Instagram at the Mastermind Paradigm. If you don't know how to spell that, just look at the YouTube channel. It's spelled the same exact way. And yeah, man, that's it for this video. I hope I didn't waste y'all time. I hope y'all got something from this. Y'all learned something from this. Y'all got some new insights. And I want to be able to learn from y'all too. So I really would appreciate y'all feedback. And YouTube, I'm wishing y'all blessings, happiness, and love, peace, all that good stuff. Let's flourish. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to improve ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Let's not keep it surface level. Let's get deep, right? Let's get deep and really find out why we here. And with that being said, man, we out of here. I love y'all. We gone.
Cooking make me look at it all. Ain't no A's or assistance, just days of persistence. Snow White nights turn to days in the kitchen. Battle tested, get paid is the mission.